Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maximilian College Basketball Conference Tournament previews. And for today, we will be going over picks and analysis for the Conference USA tournament. And as always, make sure drop a like, subscribe to the new channel here. We started this one at the end of December, and check out all those other previews up on my channel. Just got done filming a really good one and posted it with a 3-point sniper on the SEC and American. Lucky to have him on and talk some hoops. Always fun. So go ahead, check that one out. And here we're starting with the Conference USA bracket, courtesy of Hoops HC. I've been pulling a lot of theirs. Shout out them. They're like the only ones that put it in landscape mode, so it works really good here with my format. So thanks to them. And as you can see here, we're playing in Huntsville, and this one actually used to be. I think it used to be on the they would have two courts and just divided by a curtain, and like they would have games at the same time. I'm pretty sure it was them. I'd have to go back and look, but that is not the case here. I see the start times are all different. So we are on one court, but I'm pretty sure this was the one that was just divided by a giant curtain. Maybe they had more teams here. They made some cuts this year, so maybe that's why they used to do it. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, but that is beside the point here. No surprise, Liberty is the 1 seed. They started 15-0, and they find themselves here kind of tied with Sam Houston in the odds. Sam Houston's actually the highest net rating team in this conference, so some books will have Sam Houston as the favorite, which might surprise you. But yeah, Liberty, they did their work early. They started 15-0 in conference. So I think the strategy here was let's just start with them and see what we see. And so for the 1 seed here, Richie McKay has done a fantastic job with this Liberty program. He's technically taken them to the big dance 4 of the last 8 years, including last year. The reason I say technically is because 2020, they won. They were actually in the Atlantic Sun at that time. They won the A-Sun tourney, punched a ticket, but obviously a week later, the tournament got canceled. So I'll give it to them. I'll say 4 of the last 8 years they were in it. Now, every year, though, that they did make it, those 4 years, they were a top 100 KenPom team. The years that they weren't, they were outside the top 100. So, and right now, they currently find themselves at 116th. So it will be interesting here if they play themselves, in or out of that theory. But Sam Houston is just slightly ahead of them at like 109 or something. Liberty, they start 15-0 in conference play, but I do think it was a matter of time before they, went through a tough losing streak. They finished 10-3, they finished 2-3 in the conference after starting 15-0. And I think I'm shocked that they started 15-0, and the reason being they're the 10th ranked defense in this conference. And, they also struggle rebounding. They're dead last in offensive and defensive rebounding rate. So when you're struggling defense and you're struggling on the glass, you're kind of asking a lot out of your offense to win those games. And that's why when they started 15-0, 5 of them were decided by 3 or less points. A third of their games were decided by just 1 possession, and 11 of their 15 by single digits. So when you're not defending well and you don't rebound well, you're going to struggle to beat teams by margin. You're going to play a lot of close games. And you know what? Credit to this Liberty team, though. They're very experienced, a third in the nation in D1 experience, and they returned 53% of the minutes from that team last year, which is 16th in continuity. And, that team last year obviously punched a ticket here. But in their last 5 games, like I said, 2-3, and all 3 of them, all 3 of the losses, they struggled in the possession battle. Louisiana Tech was +3 in net offensive rebounds and turnovers. Kennesaw +9, and Western Kentucky +12 in net offensive rebound and turnover. So when the other team is just going to have more possessions than you, they're going to put themselves in a better spot. But, Liberty has been so good offensively all year that it hasn't mattered. They've been extremely efficient So even though, they might not get as many opportunities, the ones that they get, they've done well. But, I do have to bring it up because it creates a small margin of error, I think, and especially when you have to play 3 games. I would like to see Liberty dropped in the semifinal. I would trust them more if they just had to do 2 games. So I didn't love Liberty. So the next logical choice was, all right, maybe Sam Houston at plus 260. They're much more balanced, I would say, than this Liberty team. They're, second in offensive efficiency, only behind Liberty, 5th in defense, 6th in offensive turnover rate, and then they're 3rd in offensive rebound rate and 2nd in defensive rebound rate. So much better, one of the best rebounding teams in this conference. So if they were to play Liberty, that would be an interesting matchup. And then they're 2nd in 3-point efficiency at 39%, also, just a tick behind Liberty. To be perfectly honest, I don't love betting this futures board here. I think it's wide open. I pulled up the Bart Torvik. They do tourney simulations, and Liberty had 23% chance. Sam Houston at like 29%, and then Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, and Kennesaw. That the pair of 3 teams right there, all accounted for like a third, 33%. So this thing is just wide open. So I don't love it from a betting standpoint. I lean probably Liberty. Like I said, I trust the seniority and the experience here with that team. But the fact that they have to play 3 games, I actually think the best betting strategy here is look to play some underdogs, like on the spreads here. I think we get a ton of close games. I think we get some upsets here too, because like I said, Liberty, hasn't really beaten teams by margin. And in that first game, whoever they play, they're going to be like probably, I don't know, close to 8.5 point range, probably spreads. Same with Louisiana Tech, Middle Tennessee. I think there's a chance they're single-digit spreads for every game. So do I really want to take single-digit spreads here, at plus 260 to win 3 straight games? I don't know. I think I would just look to some underdogs. Maybe somebody down the board if you want someone. And here's another point why it's so wide open. You have 10 teams here. And normally when you have this many teams, whoever's at the bottom of this bracket is going to be, over 100 to 1. Maybe you'll get a couple teams. Missouri State's 30 to 1. I mean, this thing is literally wide open. So that's why I'm looking to take some underdogs here, maybe on the spreads. I think we get a bunch of close games. But if you wanted a long shot, Missouri State actually, according to Shot Quality, has been the unluckiest team in this conference. So if you want someone who's maybe due for some positive regression here, maybe some good luck, you could go the Missouri State route, but they would have to play Liberty in that first game. So I don't know. This one's tough. Like I said, I think your best strategy is don't necessarily attack the futures board unless you have someone that you like. I mean, if you literally have anybody you like in this one, Louisiana Tech at 12 to 1. I can't really take that. They're just so inept offensively. Great rebounding and defensive team. New Mexico State doesn't take the best of shots. Florida International, their games are so up and down. Kennesaw, good rebounding team there. So if you like a good rebounding team, but they're pretty balanced, I would say, but they're closer to Western Kentucky type level than Sam Houston and Liberty here. And then Middle Tennessee State, they shoot a lot of threes, so maybe could upset someone, but yeah, I think this one's wide open, and I don't think there's necessarily value here on the futures board, but I think on the betting board, this is one where I'm definitely going to be looking to take some underdogs in this one, because I think we get a lot of close games and probably some upsets in this one. So I kind of hope Liberty punches the ticket. I like that team. Like I said, they have a lot of experience, a lot of returning minutes, and, big fan of Zach Cleveland and his game. I used him as a thumbnail. He's one of my favorite players. So I do hope they come out of this one, but I think it's toss up. I think it's wide open. So I'm not betting this on the futures board, but like I said, I'll be looking to take some spreads here in this one and back the dogs. And that will do it for today's Conference USA Tourney preview and analysis. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and check out all the other Conference Tourney previews up on my channel. Best of luck, everyone, and thanks for watching.